Hey Havelock, Will Lewis here for another Mayor's Minute. Today we're going to talk about World Water Day, and the idea is it's supposed to be raising awareness in all of our minds about how in some parts of this world safe and clean water is not something that they've got every day. Well, here in Havelock, you are fortunate enough that we have safe and clean water every day, and we are in the water plant right now. And I've got Rick, our utilities director. I've got David, who runs the plant down here. I'm going to say he's the water plant supervisor. Did I get that right?
That's right.
I just call him the man in charge of the plant. So this is where we make the magic happen. So when you turn your faucet on and you get that water that's clean and safe, these are the folks that are leading the charge to make sure that you get that at your house. And all the work happens behind us in the warehouse area, but we're going to start here because I think what's interesting is we do have a little lab, but also in this main office, we've got what we call our SCADA system, which is a management system. And you'll see behind David here, we've got some computer screens showing all sorts of valves and pipes, and we've got switches and green lights and red lights that, the bottom line is this. Here's what's cool about it. This plant is sophisticated enough they can turn valves on and off with an iPad or with their phones if they're hooked into the system and they have that authorization. So an example, several years ago, we literally had a major water main blow on North Nunn Street, and it was dumping so much water it was going to wash part of our street away. David was at home and had the ability to turn that valve off from his house. So he didn't lose the road, it didn't tear up anybody's yards any worse than it already had, and our people could get there to work on it way faster than he could have driven in from his house, turned a valve by hand, and stopped the damage. So SCADA allows us to do that. It actually also allows us to run a much more efficient plant, right, David?
That's right.
So we're able to open and close valves, move the water through the process the way we need to in a much more efficient way than if our great employees were out there just spinning on themselves. So let's go out there and take a look at it, and you'll see what we got going on.
So basically we've got two sets of filters and softeners on each side of the plant, and they basically run
Simultaneously. They run
simultaneously.
together.
Yeah.
But we have the capabilities of running one half if we want to, and then leave the other one offline for repairs. But
And we use 4 wells.
4 wells. Right now we have the capability of running 2 wells together when the flow picks up. In the summertime, the flow picks up, so we run 2 wells to keep up with the demand. Right now, in the wintertime, we can just run 1 well and run about 1,000 gallons a minute. Is what we're
1,000 gallons a minute that they're taking care of. Our average output from this plant every day is a shade over 1 million gallons a day.
Yes.
So we're treating over 1 million gallons a day for all our citizens and businesses in Havelock to use every single day. I'm not going to do public math, but that's how many billions over the year? 1 million a day, 365? I don't know. Someone will do that and tell us what it is on Facebook. David, what do you think is the most important thing for them to know about what we got going on out here with tanks and filter media and valves and all that?
But we just had a big project, that we had all the filter media and the softener media replaced a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing with these guys is I'm taking out iron, I'm taking out all the contaminants a lot more efficiently, which allows me to produce more water at one time. So before we couldn't run, with our media being valved, we couldn't do that big, that 1,500 gallons a minute we wanted to shoot for.
Oh, so here's an example of our filter media.
Now this has been dropped a few times, but
Sure.
But what you start out with is you got a large rock, 1.5-inch rock at the bottom, and it's supposed to go all the way up till you get to the fine rock at the top. But you can see it got mixed up over the time. Your softener, which gets rid of your hardness of your water, makes your water soft. It's just like little plastic beads. And that's what you're looking at right here. That's inside these 2 vessels right here. The other one, that's your filter, the same way. You got the larger rock that's supposed to be at the bottom and up to the top, but you got 2 different types of media. Right here, what I'm pulling out is the flat particles. Those are like the anthracite, that gets rid of helps clarify the water. But your one that removes all the iron and manganese, stuff that makes your water taste, is down there. It's little, it looks got mixed up with that don't. But it's little beads called green sand, and that's the bulk of what's in there, and then the anthracite's just on top to clear the water up.
So remember, they're pumping water out of the ground. Castle Hayne Aquifer is an aquifer we're in, and it comes here completely raw. They run it through all this filter media, softener media to get it clean. Then you reprocess the water to make it ready and safe to go to the house, get the softness that we want.
You're at the spot where they both go right outside the plant. They both have to meet now, go right outside the plant and go for our holding tanks.
And then after we have a holding tank here and a couple elevated tanks, then that water goes to your house, clean and fresh. One of our wells is on site here at the water plant.
Yeah, it's right outside.
Can we walk out and see that right quick?
Yeah, we can walk.
Y'all drive by it all the time and you don't even know it's a well, so let's show you what we got. That's what I was going to ask you. So, David, tell them how deep the well is.
Well, the well, this is the well pump, the well motor. The pump sits about 100 feet. The actual depth of the well is 250 feet deep. 250 feet deep. And we got and right now the pump's at about 100 feet. So, and we're pumping water up at 1,000 gallons a minute, and it brings it around to the backside, meets the two tanks, the basins that the water pumps into before it comes into the plant. So remember, we're regulated by the state of North Carolina on how we take care of our water system and all that, and sometimes that results in us having to spend a ton of money to do upgrades that we didn't plan. We've got some on the other side. Maybe in a longer video one day we'll do the whole plant. You can see all of that where we've had to switch our indicator species of the safety of the water, and the city spent, I'm going to say it was about $1.2 million if I remember right in that upgrade, which was required by the state of North Carolina, and we had to prioritize that as part of our system. Remember, we run our water system as a business. It's called an enterprise fund. So this is not your tax dollars. This is when you pay your water bill. The water portion is what funds all this. Now, every year we're required to put out an annual water quality report, and we do that. Matter of fact, David told me when I walked in today he's working on finalizing details to get to Rick so they can get this one submitted for this past year. It's got to be in play by July 1st.
So it has to be in record by July 1st. If you go on our website, you want to know what our water quality looks like, our website houses this report that I'm holding in my hand every single day. So you can go on there and see the last report, and then when the new one comes out and is on record, we'll get it uploaded to the website so you can see it. You also get mailed this once a year, if I'm not mistaken. This will come in your water bill one time a year.
It'll come on a water bill. The link will go directly to that. It'll give you a web address right to that.
There you go. It's 2023. David is reminding me. We're better than sending paper, y'all. We're gonna you got a link on your water bill. You can go to that link and you can access this water quality report. If you got more questions about water, you know how to email me. You know how to phone call us now at City Hall. Give us a call. We'll talk about it. Rick is always happy to sit down with anyone who wants to talk about our utility system. So if you were with us last night, you heard us talk about infrastructure a little bit at our infrastructure listening session. We talked about water, sewer, drainage, and all that. And we look forward to continuing to provide you good water, efficient sewer, and drainage as we need to. Thank y'all for tuning in with us for a little bit longer video than usual, but hopefully it was informative. We'll talk to you later.